What's up, everybody? It's Zach, the Celtics guy here. I'm back with another video, and I'm here to report on a little instance of justice being done in the world, a very rare instance of justice, but I'm here to report that there is one less piece of shit inhabiting our universe today. Bernie Madoff, the Ponzi schemer and real estate scam artist who conned people out of millions upon millions of dollars, has bit the bullet. He has left the building. He's dead. He died at was it 82? Hang on. So yeah, that's what I have to say about this. One less piece of shit in this world. Oh, he's dead at 82. Yeah, 82 years too long. Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know how he was as a kid. I don't know how he was as a young person, but I don't know. Maybe 60 years too late, probably. Maybe 60 years too late or something to that effect. So, Bernie Madoff was one of the most evil human beings on the face of the earth. Now, I've talked a little bit about legal matters and people who have gotten, death sentences or stuff like that, or life sentences or whatever. I've talked about some legal stuff on this channel a few times before, but this is one of those videos. So basically, Bernie Madoff was involved in a Ponzi scheme that went as far back as the 1990s, early 2000s. Some say it might even have begun as early as the 1980s or even 70s. So basically, he conned people out of money, saying that when they invested in him and invested in his business practices, if that's what you want to call it, and then he basically swindled people out of everything, out of literally everything that they fucking had. So yes, this guy was as bad as it gets. This guy was as evil could get. I mean, you want to talk about violent crimes, non-violent crimes. This is one of the worst non-violent thing that you could do to somebody. One of the things that destroys lives. This destroyed multiple lives. He conned hundreds of people out of as much as probably they forfeited, federal authorities forfeited $17.179 billion from him. Forfeited that much from him. And how much was he actually? Their estimated losses of investors of up to $18 billion. The amount of missing from clients accounted was almost $65 billion. Oh, I'm sorry, it was billions. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, this guy was as bad as it got. He will go down as one of the most evil human beings on the face of the fucking universe. And in 2009, he pled guilty. He did plead guilty because, how else was he going to fucking plead? He knew what he did. He knew exactly what he fucking did. There was no way of him to fucking talk his way out of this shit. No way. No way was this cocksucking piece of shit able to ever talk his way out of this. So then he pled guilty. They recommended the maximum sentence. He was charged with securities fraud, investment advisor fraud, mail fraud, wire fraud, money laundering, false statement, perjury, making false filings with the SEC, and theft from an employment benefit plan. And on June 29, 2009, Madoff was sentenced to 150 years in prison, the maximum allowed. Well, obviously that would be a life sentence. So he basically served 12 years of his 150-year sentence. It was basically his life sentence. That de facto life sentence was carried out in the instance of justice, and he served his time, and he died behind bars. So his lifelong sentence was carried out in the end. His death by incarceration was carried out. His death sentence was essentially carried. His de facto life/death sentence was carried out. And by the way, if they went with the death penalty for this guy, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Because Now look, I know people say that like, oh yeah, the death penalty should only be reserved for like non-violent, or not, for violent crimes and shit like that. Yeah, in some way that's true, but in non-violent crimes like this, like cases of some of the worst and gravest acts of fraud that you could commit against someone, if you went with the death penalty for someone like him, I would not lose a fucking wink of sleep over it. In fact, I would actually be pretty happy about it. I'd be pretty fucking happy about it. Now you can say, now because I'm center left, so some of my liberal viewers might think, oh, that makes you a bad liberal, that makes you a bad guy for wishing death on somebody. Like, spare Bernie's life. Oh, spare Bernie Madoff's life. Oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, would you be saying the same thing? Or like calling for him to be released early because he had health fucking problems? Because this fucking scumbag had health problems? No, his health problems that he had, like kidney failure and all that, was completely and totally fucking deserved. Could not have happened to a fucking worse person. Could not have fucking happened to a worse person on this earth. He destroyed multiple people's lives. He took from rich people, he took from the rich, he took from the low income, he took from everybody. He was the fucking scum of the fucking universe. Bernie Madoff was the scum of the fucking universe. So anyone that wanted to argue that for him to spare his life or whatever, I'm telling you right now, people like this, these fucking bleeding heart people that think that, oh, spare his life because he's got health issues. No, fuck him, fuck him, fuck him. Any health issues that he had at the time, he deserved. And you know what? His death right here also deserved as well. Because if they went with the death penalty for this fucking fuck, I wouldn't shed a goddamn tear about it. I would not have been opposed to it whatsoever. So, no, I think 150 years for this fucking piece of shit was totally justified. The judge who gave this cocksucker the death penalty, not the death penalty, who gave this guy 150 years in prison was thumbs up for you, giving the scumbag exactly what he deserved. So there was something about like him about, Bernie Madoff, oh, fucking, this, and this. Okay? You see what my t-shirt right here says? See this right here? See all these letters? You know what this says? Translate to, if you think that I feel bad for Bernie Madoff or for him dying or anything like that, if you think that I'm going to shed a tear over it, you know what my shirt says? Translate this language into www.fuckno.com/ I don't give a shit. I ain't gonna shed a fucking tear over this. I'm not gonna shed a fucking goddamn tear over him. Not one bit. And nobody else should either. And I hope that his death is a closure for his victims. And a lot of them weren't able to get their money back. Some were able to get some of it back or whatever. But it was disgusting. It was a shame that Bernie Madoff ever existed in the first place. It's a shame that this fucking scumbag ever existed in the first place. It's a shame. Like, oh, it's a shame that these people lost this money. Yeah, it was. It's a shame that he ever fucking existed. It's a shame that Bernie Madoff was ever brought into this world. Because if he wasn't brought into this world, these people would never have lost so much. Nobody, these people never would have lost this much money. And it was a horrible thing. And then his lawyers filed for compassionate release from prison on the claim that he was suffering from chronic kidney failure, a terminal illness, and had less than 18 months to live. And he was hospitalized for this condition in December 2019. Let him. Good. Said he's dying? Good. Good. I hope he suffered a bit. Now, you can say that makes me a heartless motherfucker, but I don't give a shit. It's called karma. It's called what goes around comes around. It's called karma. When you do the wrong thing to someone, you never know when it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. So I do. I hope that he suffered a bit. I hope he suffered in some of the worst ways imaginable. Because how much do you think that these people who lost all this money because of this worthless waste of fucking life, how do you think they felt? Those people are still suffering today. And the judge that denied Bernie Madoff early release, good for this guy. Good for this judge. This judge said, quote, Madoff committed one of the most egregious financial crimes of all time, one that many people are still suffering from. Exactly. My words exactly. One of the most egregious oh yeah, I already read that part. And said that, oh, he did this, and this. Chin's ruling detailed the massive scopes of Madoff's crimes, the approximate 500 letters from victims that opposed his release because of the staggering human toll from his deeds, and the judge's own belief that Mr. Madoff was never truly remorseful for his decades-long fraud. No, fuck no, he wasn't. One of Madoff's victims had written Chin, quote, I believe with all my heart that my husband would be alive today if he had not to deal with the stress and emotional despair that the loss of almost all of our money had on our family. His lawyers asked for a sentence of 12 to 15 to 20 years, specifically with the hope that Mr. Madoff would live to see the light of day. Oh my God, you people, do you really think 12, 15 years for this? Really? Look, it's hard for me to get behind the American criminal justice system because, okay, America's criminal justice system has many problems, okay? We've got many problems in our criminal justice system. There's a lot of corruption in our justice system. There's a lot of bias, a lot of unfairness, and a lot of disproportionate targeting of minorities, especially racial minorities. But it's things like this that do make me appreciate some things about our justice system in some form. Now, again, you could say that makes me a bad liberal or whatever, but actually this was a sentence of where I can get behind our justice system and say, you know what? This is right. This is 100% correct. Fuck Bernie Madoff. And he deserves to rot. He deserves all the suffering that he gets. And I hope that he suffered in the worst ways imaginable. And this judge that did not release him, kudos to him for not releasing him. Because if Bernie Madoff was ever released any time before his death, it would have been, or any time, well, okay, let's be honest. 150 years is a life sentence, basically. Anything more than like 40 years is technically a life sentence, especially depending on the person's age. But anyway, if this judge, if any judge for that matter, any time that they were to release Bernie Madoff before his death would have been a stain and an injustice to every single person that suffered because of him. So yes, Bernie Madoff deserved every single thing he got. The suffering in prison, whatever he got, whatever problems he had, and I don't condone violence, but I don't know, I might be missing something here. But I think I also read that he got into some, okay, like again, I could be wrong, I'm not sure. Oh, wait a second. One report described, oh yeah, okay, I was right. Okay, so he was incarcerated in a federal medical center in North Carolina. He was treated for several facial injuries. Again, I don't condone violence, but for him to get his face smashed in, I do not feel bad for him. In fact, those people that punched him in the face, I don't necessarily condone violence or assault, but for him to get his face bashed in by some people, that's also another instance of karma. That's also another instance of karma. And if you think that I'm going to feel bad for that, or if you think that I'm going to come out here and say that was wrong, that those people assaulted him, okay, it might be wrong in theory, in a logical sense that, yeah, it might be wrong, but am I going to feel bad? Well, did I ever feel bad after hearing that? Fuck no. Oh, he had fractured facial fractures, broken ribs, and a collapsed lung. Oh, notice how he didn't have a fractured heart? Probably because he never had one. Federal Bureau of Investigation said Madoff signed an affidavit, I think that's how you pronounce it, which indicated he had not been assaulted, that he had been admitted to a hospital for hypertension. So, it looks like he was never released. He never got released ever, and he died. He died of natural causes at the Federal Medical Center in Butner, North Carolina, today on April 14th, 2021. A day of justice being done for every single person that got their life destroyed because of this scumbag. Like I said, any type of suffering, any type of hardship that he got, I don't care what they did, any bad thing that happened to him in prison, including health issues, he completely and totally deserved it. Every single bit of it. Every single bit of it. And I hope he suffered in the worst possible ways. And he was even saying in prison that he suffered. Yeah, you're only saying that you're suffering because you only care about yourself. Because you worthless waste of fucking oxygen. You only cared about yourself. And the fact that you were suffering in prison. You deserved all the suffering that you got. And I really hope that Bernie Madoff, when he bit the bullet and he departed for warmer climes, I really hope that he went through this earth in the worst possible way. Could not have happened to a worse person. What a fucking disgrace to humanity. I'm telling you. Just a absolute fucking disgrace to humanity. That's what this guy was. And that's what people are going to remember Bernie Madoff as. One of the most evil, horrible human beings to ever inhabit the face of the earth. Who brought nothing but suffering and destruction everywhere he went. And him going to prison for a de facto lifelong term wasn't anything less than what he deserved, and had he have gotten a life sentence, I would not have been opposed to it. Fuck Bernie Madoff, and I hope if there is a hell, I hope he fucking rots in it. And I hope that if there does one exist, I hope he rots in the fieriest, hottest, most tropical, equatorial part of hell that there is. And I feel bad for every single person that ever lost money because of this waste of oxygen. And it's a shame that he was ever brought into this world. It's a shame that he got away with it for as long as he did. It's a shame that he even lived it for 12 years, took up people's space, and wasted oxygen on this earth by even breathing for 12 years. 12 years too long. It's a shame that he was brought into this world. Bernie Madoff was a bad person, and by putting him away forever and for him dying, a problem has been eliminated. One less piece of shit in our fucking universe. One less scumbag on this earth. And I hope he rots in fucking hell. If there is one, I hope he rots in it. I hope that he rots in it. I hope every person that does any bad thing to anyone rots like this. Okay? It's some of the most evil, horrible things that you could ever do to someone. You know, it's horrible. It's a horrible, horrible thing. Bernie Madoff was a horrible, horrible person. He was an evil, selfish, morally depraved piece of shit. He was a piece of filth. He was a waste of life and a waste of oxygen, and I hope he fucking rots. I really do. Good fucking riddance. Fuck Bernie Madoff, and I hope he fucking rots. Goodbye, motherfucker. Rot in hell. Rot in the worst ways. Rot in every imaginable way. You will not be missed. You will not be missed from this earth. Bernie Madoff will not be missed. One less scumbag in this world. Fuck him. Fuck him. Anyway, I'm going to cut it here, but thank you all for listening, and I hope that Bernie Madoff's death gives some closure to some of the victims that suffered all these hardships because of him. And I hope that they get some kind of closure, some kind of feeling of justice. I really hope they do. But yeah, nothing can really bring back the suffering, the trauma that he caused all these people. But today, a day of justice has been served. One less piece of shit in this world, one less scumbag in this world, and now he can no longer con anybody. Anybody. Ever again. Let's just hope that we do see more instances of justice, because this world really needs more justice like this. He got his life sentence. He served his life sentence. And he did his dues, and he died because of his deeds. Good riddance. Anyway, this is Zach the Celtics guy saying thank you for watching, and I wanted to report on this instance of justice being done because this is circulating in the news, and I wanted to comment on this while this topic is fresh, and I will be back with more videos and more other stuff going forward. But I hope everybody enjoyed. Comment, let me know what you think, and I'll be back with more stuff, more content, and more videos on the way, including I might do some more other stuff. I mean, I got a bunch of other stuff in the works, but I'll try to get on to that as well. But until then, this is Zach the Celtics guy saying thank you for watching, and I'll be back with more. I'll be back with more soon. Peace, have a nice day or night, and I'll be back with more soon. Bye for now, peace out, and Bernie Madoff, fuck you. Rotten fucking hell. Fuck him. Fucking sick fuck.